I forgot to start the social media, man. Well, that's all right. Sometimes it's like that. I do want to repeat it because we are still waiting for our guests. And, since since I control it, we're gonna replay it. Let's go back one more time. Again, this is Martin Luther King. Today is Love Yourself Thursday. I'm preparing Maurtice Ivy. She'll be in shortly. This is a short clip from Martin Luther King. I forgot to start the social media earlier. I just played it, but I'm gonna play it again for you guys just getting in your cars. This is Martin Luther King called "What Is Your Blueprint?" Today is Love Yourself Thursday. Won't you be intentional on loving yourself? So check this video out again, or listen to it in the cars. Drive safe though; it's slippery out there. This is Martin Luther King. I don't know what date it is, but it's a real old video. It's about 20 minutes. We're gonna play as much as we can. Yeah, I think it's really significant of what we do here at 95.7 The Boss in regards to loving yourself. And that is making sure that you have a blueprint for your life to create happiness. Boss with me.
And help welcome our honored, distinguished guest, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
Thank you very kindly. Principal Fornese, Mr. Williams, members of the faculty and members of the student body of Barrett Junior High School, ladies and gentlemen. I need not pause to say how very delighted I am to be here today and to have the opportunity of taking a brief break in a pretty busy schedule in the city of Philadelphia to share with you the students of Barrett Junior High School. And I want to express my personal appreciation to the principal and the administration for inviting me and for giving me the opportunity to see this very fine and enthusiastic group of students here at Barrett. I guess I ought to start out with a commercial, and that is tonight we're going to have a great night in the city of Philadelphia at the Spectrum. Now, I know you've heard of that new impressive structure called the Spectrum. And I know you've heard of Harry Belafonte and Aretha Franklin and Nipsey Russell and Sidney Poitier and all of these other great and outstanding artists. Well, they're going to be here tonight at the Spectrum. And I hope that each of you will go home and tell your parents to be there tonight for this great Freedom Festival. And I hope you will come also, for it will be a great experience. And by coming, you will be supporting the work of the civil rights movement. Now that I've gotten the commercial out of the way, I'll move on and say some things that I want to say very briefly. And I'm being very honest, I'm going to be brief because I have other engagements. I don't have a tradition of being brief all the time. You know, I'm a Baptist preacher, and we can talk a long time. But I'm going to really be brief today. I want to ask you a question. And that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Now, that means that you should not be ashamed of your color. You know, it's very unfortunate that in so many instances, our society has placed a stigma on the Negro's color. And you know, there are some Negroes who are ashamed of themselves. But don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. Somehow you must be able to say in your own lives and really believe it, I am black but beautiful. And believe it in your heart. And therefore, you need not be lured into purchasing cosmetics advertised to make you lighter. Neither do you need to process your hair to make it appear straight. I have good hair, and it is as good as anybody else's hair in the world. And we've got to believe that. Now, in your life's blueprint, be sure that you have that a principle of somebodyness. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have as a basic principle the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. And once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. And I say to you, my young friends, that doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the great essayist, said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. That hadn't always been true, but it will become increasingly true. And so I would urge you to study hard, to burn the midnight oil. I would say to you, don't drop out of school, and I understand all of the sociological reasons why we often drop out of school. But I urge you, in spite of your economic plight, in spite of the situation that you are forced to live so often with intolerable conditions, stay in school. And when you discover what you're going to be in life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history to do it. And just don't set out to do a good Negro job, but do a good job that anybody could do. Don't set out to be just a good Negro doctor, a good Negro lawyer, a good Negro school teacher, a good Negro preacher, a good Negro barber, a beautician, a good Negro skilled laborer. For if you set out to do that, you have already flunked your matriculation exam for entrance into the University of Integration. Set out to do a good job and do that job so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it any better. If it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. And sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. We already have some noble examples of black men and black women who demonstrated to us that human nature cannot be cataloged. They in their own lives have walked through long and desolate nights of oppression, and yet they've risen up and plunged against cloud-filled nights of affliction, new and blazing stars of inspiration. And so from an old slave cabin of Virginia's hills Booker T. Washington rose up to be one of America's great leaders. He lit a torch in Alabama, and darkness fled in that setting. Yes, you should know this because it's in your own city. From a poverty-stricken area of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Marion Anderson rose up to be the world's greatest contralto, so that a Toscanini could say that a voice like this comes only once in a century. And Sibelius of Finland could say, my roof is too low for such a voice, from the red hills of Gordon County, Georgia. And the arms of a mother who could neither read nor write, Roland Hayes rose up to be one of the world's great singers and carried his melodious voice into the palaces and mansions of kings and queens. From crippling circumstances, there came a George Washington Carver to carve for himself an imperishable niche in the annals of science. There was a star in the diplomatic sky, and then came Ralph Bunce, the grandson of a slave preacher. And he reached up and grabbed it and allowed it to shine in his life with all of its scintillating beauty. There was a star in the athletic sky. And then came Jackie Robinson in his day, and Willie Mays in his day with their powerful bats and their calm spirits. Then came Jesse Owens with his fleet and dashing feet. Then came Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali with their educated fists. All of them came to tell us that we can be somebody. And to justify the conviction of the poet, fleecy locks and black complexion cannot forfeit nature's claim. Skin may differ, but affection dwells in black and white the same. If I were so tall as to reach the pole, to grasp the ocean at a span, I must be measured by my soul. The mind is the standard of the man.
No, shit. You can roll with me. It's a superstar.
Finally, in your last blueprint,
to people. Oh, yeah. You know, their hard working ethic. Yeah, no. Hey, we're changing that. We're changing that. We're changing that because I got the big mic. Okay. Without a doubt. Omaha, Nebraska, the Burbs, the Bluffs. We got our guests in the house all year. All year. One of the greatest ball players, male or female, just ball player. It just like my man, my big cousin. We don't want you to be a good Negro welder. No, we want you to be the best welder. You were like a welder of God. You know what I mean? you transcend. You transcend everything. You know what I mean? So Maurtice Ivy, she transcend. When they mention Doom Kellogg, they got to mention Maurtice Ivy. Appreciate that. When they mention Ron, when they mention my man Trotter, they got to mention Maurtice Ivy. You know, when I mentioned Arthur Cooks, because Cooks was a bad man too, they got mentioned Maurtice Ivy. Cool. You know what I mean? When they mentioned, McGee that played for the Lakers, they still got to mention Maurtice Ivy. My God. Without a doubt. And so it just goes like that. But it came from her parents. And people always want to forget the lineage. Right. You know what I mean? How you got your skills. And so, Adams Community Center, that property over there even took care of me when I lived in the projects. Right. It was able to take care of me. My mama, because they had the senior daycare. So, and when I had to drop her off and I come to work and I had to pick her up, because I was taking care of her because, in her latter years, and that's where you got a lot of your tutelage right behind outside Adams Community Center. Without a doubt. So, Omaha, Nebraska, you know how these stars are. They got their own nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, some predicates to introduce themselves. It's why did it take so long to get you? We're gonna get all in that to in the Hall of Fame. What the hell? What's the hell going on? So no, go ahead and introduce yourself, Mademoiselle, and then we'll get right into dialogue. I know you got some things coming up.
I do. I welcome Omaha and the Bluffs, Maurtice, Ivy. So yeah, and I'm hanging out with my guy Will King today. So I'm happy to be here this morning. And so we wanted just to kind of connect real briefly and just flow like we normally flow. We just gonna be kind of natural up in here today. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about just some stuff that's kind of popping off in my space right now.
Okay.
We got Ivy League Youth Sports Academy. And I mean, that's really kind of the forefront of how I'm moving. And so we had an opportunity to do some work with OPS and just the community in general. And really kind of, I think a lot of it just kind of came from me really kind of making an observation as a college coach, traveling around the country, being able to kind of come back to Omaha and recruiting and just kind of recognizing there was a lot of gaps in athletics as related to nationally. And so I've been kind of given a mission to kind of help be a part of, the solution and not the problem, which is kind of changing the landscape of youth sports. And so I'm up and at it and ready to go.
Now, with your sports, is it academy? Because because you work on the mind as well as the body, and I already know you're working on the soul.
No doubt.
So, is it strictly for young ladies?
It's for girls.
Okay, well,
4th through 7th grade girls.
4th through 7th graders.
Right.
Okay.
And so, and you talked about it. I mean, really, it's really kind of a holistic perspective where I thought about all the gaps, right? And then as a college coach, when you recruit young student athletes, young girls in particular, because that's what I coached.
Right.
I would spend some time with them. And really, my concern and challenge was that basketball IQ or just that athletic IQ overall. And a lot of times in situations, the parents want to, be the spokesperson of the child. And I recognize that. But at the end of the day, the young lady, the young woman, she was the one that was coming to play for me. And I needed to know that she can communicate and understand the game as well. And so that's so critical to our kids. And so part of what we do in the academy, because it's an academy, we're not in leagues. We train and develop, and we do it in the off season because we want kids to participate in leagues. So yeah, just doing a lot of different things.
Right.
A lot of different things.
Right. Well, development is the key. Foundation is necessary. I remember when I first, I got cut 8th and 9th grade, but when I made the basketball team at Bryan High in 10th grade, and I tried to come to the hole with some fancy stuff, and Coach Trader said, well, he said he stopped the practice. Bill King, ain't none of that, that fancy stuff around here.
Right.
Basic layup.
No
so
doubt.
foundation,
Absolutely.
fundamentals.
Absolutely.
And if you master the fundamentals, you're going to master your foundation.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, a part of it is just like you said, I mean, it's basketball, it's athletics 101. And so what we do is that's all we do is we train and develop. I mean, from the coaches, we have an infrastructure where we even take our coaches through a training program where they have to understand the rules of the game, because you can only teach what you know. Right. And so for sure, we can kind of go on, the things that we've learned as athletes. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to get in the books and be able to grind too. You got to know the rules. Right. Parents got to know the rules. And so really, like I said before, it's really kind of a holistic perspective that I've kind of taken and I'm really kind of pulling it off, like I said, from my own personal experiences as an athlete, as a coach, where I had an opportunity to try out for the Olympics. You go to the Olympic Training Center, which is an academy. I mean, they look at you as a whole person. And so as I was putting the pieces together for Ivy League, I thought about all those different experiences, and I wanted to bring those back.
Go ahead, keep talking.
I wanted to bring those back to the young ladies. And so what we end up doing is that we put together that foundation, which is really made up of some wonderful coaches. I have directors of every program. I have a director of volleyball and a director of basketball. And so then they put their team together, and then we go and really just kind of just sit down and kind of decide like what's going to be best for our kids. And one of the things that we do is that we talk a lot about like our IV5, and really that's the core foundation of, you know, IV5, and really is the foundation of Ivy League. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
But it's necessary. I mean, it's necessary if we're not developing, you know, our young people. B&B Boxing Academy,
Right.
they train young fighters.
Right.
They're down in nationals.
Right. Absolutely.
So we need everyone in all different skill sets to, you know, to create basically apprenticeships.
Right. That's it. Right.
You know, because you're the master.
That-
And I mean, because
It's
I
our
mean,
time now.
yeah, without a doubt, you got stats. You're proving it. It's not a lot of black women that's close on the collegiate level, and so
I was the first one, man. I mean, I had a lot of firsts in my life, you know, in the state of Nebraska, as far as like head coaches. I mean, products of Omaha, you know, coming in as a college coaches. So, you know, I think when you're a pioneer, you know, I do a lot of self-reflecting just because I know like it's really not about me. You know, it's about what you do during the dashes, in between the dashes.
Well, again, I understand that, but I look at the movies like Hidden Figures and people not getting their flowers while they're alive.
No doubt.
And so,
real talk.
So I want to make sure that as this young man came on last week, we want to make sure that we give you your flowers.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. No doubt. I mean, I get mad love from my community. So I mean, Omaha's always loved on me. You know, the state of Nebraska has always loved on me. So it's been good, you know, to be a product here and really just kind of be able to be in a seat now where you can kind of be creative and give back at a super high level. So it's our time now, though. It really is. I mean, we've been battle tested and been through the grind, and which is a good little segue because that's what our basketball our session that's getting ready to come up is called The Grind.
Okay.
So we've been through the grind. So it's our time now.
Now you got an event coming up, or is your academy about to start? Or
we're in volleyball right now, and so we are probably, I want to say maybe 7-8 weeks into our volleyball session, and we ended up having a waiting list, you know, for our kids, and so we're housed right now currently out of Girls Inc., which is like super cool.
Right.
And so yeah, we're finishing up volleyball, maybe another 3 or 4 weeks of volleyball. Basketball registration is going on right now.
Okay.
And DeJuan Reddick, Steve Reddick's nephew, is my director of basketball, and he's facilitating all that, orchestrating all that, and we're signing up kids right now.
So your main focus is volleyball and basketball currently, and now I'm in the process of hiring a director of soccer. Okay.
So we're getting ready to roll out soccer too.
Great. So you got 3 disciplines.
Yeah.
And they're not just track and you know, but we love track. We
do love track, man. A
lot of people don't know that you was a bad woman.
They don't know. They don't know about that track thing. Yeah.
Well, Central High state champion, man. State champion.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
For sure. And that, you know, I mean, that was my little sister's wheelhouse, Mallory Ivy. But for sure, we put it in. We put work in at Central and that track too.
Okay, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Now, so I know that's gonna probably come in the future, but right now, if soccer is gonna begin when?
Well, you know what, we'll start soccer in the fall.
Okay, all
yeah.
right.
So, and like I said, I mean, the way that we thought about setting up Ivy League Youth Sports Academy was that we wanted to make sure we do everything in the off season. So when basketball season is going on, like basketball season is wrapping up right now, then once it's finished, then we go into the lab and we start grinding on training and development, right? And you know, I mean, that to me I want kids to participate in leagues. That's just not my focus.
Right. No, well, I mean, sometimes leagues are put you in a bad situation. You think you got game, but when you get in a structured game, sometimes that stuff don't work.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal: you can't come into the next season with your last season's game, right? I mean, you gotta evolve and you gotta grow. And so, if all I'm doing is running up and down the court, or I'm just hitting volleyballs, and I'm not developing my game,
right?
How do you get to the next level? Right. I mean, Fontenelle, Horseman, and Adams Community Center. Those are our labs.
Right.
Those were the times where we had to get back into the lab and grind every year to make sure that the next time we got on the court, the game was on another level. And so, now we've created a different lab, and we call it Ivy League's Youth Sports Academy.
No, so you work on individual skill sets.
We do.
Based off that individual.
That's it, right? I mean, and then the ratio of coaches to player was critical, right? And so I didn't want to have excuse me, 30 kids to one coach,
right?
Or 15 kids to one coach. And so our ratio is more like one coach to 5 kids, one coach to 3 kids. And so it gives kids an opportunity to and coaches an opportunity to just kind of work specifically on that skill set that you need to kind of, sharpen.
Great. Omaha, the Burbs. You want a piece of gum?
I'm chewing on something.
Okay.
Right now.
Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. We are talking to one of the greatest ball players that ever came out of this region, not just Nebraska, this region, this whole
Midwest.
My guy. Because I claim Nebraska. I'm the greatest dunker.
Put in work. Remember the Maurtice Ivy 3-on-3 tournament?
Oh, heck yeah, without a doubt.
Listen.
Heck yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Mad hops.
So, so it's great to be around greatness. I know God's in the house. I know God, he's proud. I know God is proud. You know, when you manifest your God-given talents, when someone sees something in you that they know that you can become, and you become that. Oh man, I should be in college, and I should be.
Right. No doubt. I mean, but that's how
man, come on, man. Yeah, man, we got the best. She's the best female in the nation right now.
Man, thank you.
That's talk smash.
But you know what? That was the village, right?
Right.
I mean, that's how we loved on each other when we was in the village. I mean, so our stuff was real.
Right.
And so I'm really trying to recreate some levels of that.
Right.
I mean, I really am.
It's necessary. It's necessary.
Yeah, it absolutely is necessary.
Because, I mean, because we support each other.
No doubt. And still do.
Yeah.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Still do.
It's necessary. It seems like that's part of our survival.
Right. It is.
We know we need each other.
Right.
And we knew the next day, like you said, oh, okay, you got me today.
No doubt.
Okay, I got us 5
there
today.
You go.
Tomorrow.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's how we moved. I mean, but that's how we got better, right? And so what I really appreciated about, the lab that I grew up in was like, they didn't really even care. You guys didn't even care that I was a girl. You was like, if you're going to hoop, step your game up. And so that was my motivation, is like, I wanted to be a part of that flow. And I knew like I had to come to the lab every day and be better every single day. And so when I got to Nebraska, it was just a natural, right? I mean, because I'd already been groomed. Already been groomed and battle tested at Fontenelle, Horseman, and Adams. I mean,
even at the Hicks.
Oh man, at everywhere, everywhere we hooped at, for sure.
Without a doubt. Man, like I said, it wasn't about male, female. It was just about, if you step on the court.
There it is.
I need to hit that jumper.
I loved it.
I need you to play defense.
Loved it. Right.
You know what I mean?
I loved it.
Without a doubt. No.
Yeah.
And we need to get back to that. We have respect for our women.
No doubt.
We
have respect, this period, right? I mean, just for each other.
Right.
And so we gotta take some notes out of old school book and bring some levels of that back. You know, so definitely part of our infrastructure at Ivy League. I mean, that's a given. So we're gonna make sure that we have that.
Great. How can people get in contact with you, Maurtice?
So I would just say go to our website at Ivy League Youth Sports Academy.
Okay.
And I mean, just look us up. I mean, hit us up, like us on Facebook, Instagram, check out our Ivy League our website, and man, I mean, we got some good stuff happening. And like I said, I mean, really, I want to make sure that I involve our village. Our kids are going to need that love and support from our village. And definitely I cannot do this by myself. I need everybody. I need all hands on deck.
What do you need from the community? Obviously you're a nonprofit, is that correct?
We are a nonprofit.
So what can the community do to support?
You know what, we've been fortunate where Sherwood's came on board and gave us just like mad love. And so
great.
That's been fantastic. I think that, you know, what I need from the community is making sure that they get their young babies, their young girls into the program so that we can, you know, help develop them for next level. And I think, you know, one of the things, I think if we need to just kind of think about like how athletics and the foundation of athletics groomed us as people.
Right.
Regardless, I think whether or not you decide that you want to play high school or college athletics, I think just the foundation of what athletics stand for gives you an opportunity to engage with other people, other like-minded people, and then it works with you on certain disciplines.
Right. I mean, it teaches teamwork. It teaches
communication,
sacrifice.
no doubt.
Like I said, communication. You gotta have proper vision
For sure.
So I mean,
lots of wonderful benefits just by being in the sport, and so and it develops some really great leaders.
Without a doubt.
No doubt.
But one of the main things, you got to be a leader, but also you got to be a great follower.
Right.
Because sometimes you're gonna be on that bench and you got to clap for someone else.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Because you're in foul trouble.
No doubt. That's the only way you're gonna be on there if you're in foul trouble, right?
I ain't trying to get no foul trouble.
Right.
I'm trying to play, coach. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Omaha, the Birds of Blush. We are talking to Maurtice Ivy. She runs Ivy
League
Sports
Youth Sports Academy.
All right. You can get in contact with her at
Ivy League's Youth Sports Academy.com.
Do you have a phone number?
No,
for old folks.
No, you know, I mean, so I ain't trying to put the number out there. I mean, just hit me up on the
social media.
Social media, definitely.
Make sure you guys go to social media. She's looking for young girls,
4th through 7th grade.
Can't beat it. You have young ladies if they playing video games, they need to be out there running.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Doing something productive. I mean,
right.
So I mean, just keep them engaged, keep their mind busy, right? I mean, something that gives them an opportunity maybe to, you know, get a scholarship later on down the line.
Right.
Like,
and if they don't get a scholarship, they still learn about teamwork. They still developing good friendships.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Lasting relationships.
No doubt. Love, lots of benefits. Yeah.
Because even though 7% of all high school student athletes play college sports, so it's even tougher when you're trying to go pro. Only 1%.
No doubt.
And so we need to start gearing our children, of course, to certain disciplines at this time, because teamwork is one of the main ethics of a society.
For sure.
I mean, because a team is actually a mini society.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's a microcosm of society.
Right.
No
Right. You got to deal with all different behaviors.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to manage. I mean,
No
like you at McDonald's, you got to manage behavior.
Period.
I mean, it's the same.
Right.
It's the same thing.
It is.
But now you are the surrogate mother.
Right.
Is the surrogate father.
They really are, right? And so they need to be on point, right? I mean, I think we need to elevate and raise the level of that piece as well. I mean, you gotta be a student of the game, right? I mean, if you're gonna, you can only teach what you know. And so if you're not a student of the game, how can you feed the game?
Right.
Right. So, I mean, so really, I mean, there's a lot of different variables that just kind of come with us being responsible and giving back to our community. And so it's, like I said, it's our time now. It's time for us to step up though.
Without doubt. Are there any other questions for Maurtice Ivy? I'm gonna let congrats Ivy League. My brother Otis said congrats. Let me see.
Thank you.
Martine said, hey.
What's up, Martine?
Miles. Lewis said, Ivy, beautiful, black, intelligent.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Good morning, boss. Hey, Martine.
Hey.
Good stuff, brother Cotton. Marcus, I don't want to call him Maurtice. Marcus Cotton, he said, good stuff.
Appreciate it, Marcus.
Miss Everett Jackson, boss, It would be
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
to have Miss Ivy on your show. Let's see. One second. Let me move closer. Let me move closer.
Tell them to yourself.
Oh
Man.
yeah, I'm getting older, man. Get your glasses on. I was what you said. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm tripping. I can't see it. It's too far. Brother Mark Vaughn said, "Congratulations." Second read words like that.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay. I think I can see it. Boss. It would be nice to have Mr. Ivy. We talked about your daddy. We talked about your daddy. See?
Get my papa on here. I'm gonna
On
let
your
he
show.
would love that.
He did a lot for the kids.
He did, man.
In the community for the inner city kids, football, basketball.
No doubt. He's the
Gate
truth.
City,
No doubt.
Steelers.
No doubt.
He needs recognition.
He
I agree with. We talked about her father, and we actually talked about her mom also.
We talked about both of them
because her mom is still working.
No doubt.
And her dad chilling. But he also is a member of Greater New Hope Baptist Church.
He is both of them are.
Right. And I'm a member, so we brag out Greater New Hope Baptist Church.
Right.
We do it for real.
Yeah,
but bring him on.
I will. You know what? He would love that, man.
Yeah, we can brag off him because
you know what? Let me know. I'm gonna tell him
because you do what you do because he did what he did.
Period. I mean, I for sure that's the extension of him, right? So I mean, that's part of his legacy. I'm part of his legacy. We are part of his legacy. So that's it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get scheduled. Hey, great Miss Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. But we're gonna make it happen. We ain't sorry for this one. We're gonna make it come true. We're gonna make it come true.
Very cool.
We're sorry we're gonna make it happen.
He would love that.
And let's bring him on. Bring him on. Actually, we probably need to bring Mr. Haynes on. We need to start recognizing.
You know what? That would be a good. Just do a series of the community leaders, and man, I think they would love that. There you go.
Bring the council. Just no
doubt
on the female side.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at you. Look.
Miss Carol Woods.
She didn't start you percolate.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Some thoughts and ideas.
Without a doubt. We want to get shouts out to our elders because when they leave us, they're leaving with a library of knowledge.
No doubt. Absolutely. And we need to be able to tap into that. And like I said before, I really am an extension of my pops. I mean, so everything I'm doing, I mean, it's really just like he established a foundation for me to be able to do what it is I'm doing. Both my parents. And so mom's, background, making sure that she's supporting and giving us everything that we need to be out there. So yeah, just great. I have a great foundation, man. And so, yeah.
Who's your heroes?
Man, I'm gonna tell you one of the folks that I cannot go without is Forrest Roper.
Okay.
Man, that dude, you talking about just the foundation of who I am. The Hawkettes.
Right.
I mean, that right there was the evolution of women's basketball in Omaha for us. And so I love what Forrest did for the community. Sharon Lockridge, extended that kind of similar to what I'm doing with my pops. But I think, if you talk about on a national level, I think Lynette Woodard really kind of gave me a vision of what I could do as a college athlete. And so many, I've always was a Dr. J, emulated the finger roll after that dude. Right. And so, but I think, if you just talk about local here, Kathy Trotter, man, outside of my family, it's so many people that I sat back and watched from a distance and decided man, they do that really, really well. That's something I want to put in my wheelhouse.
Out.
And so, I am a culmination, I am all the things that they have, all that good stuff that they have.
Right.
They've given that to me.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because, like I said, when we go to the park and somebody do a move and say, I like that move.
Right.
No doubt. You know what I mean? Because I played against Cedric Hunter and he used to do that crossover.
No doubt.
And then I said, well, I went to college. I did that.
Right.
I had the crossover.
Absolutely. Man.
Sometimes you got to, you got to appreciate your neighbor. Actually, that's a gratitude. You showing love.
That's what you're doing, right? Showing. And then my thing is, give it back. Where you got it from, so give it back, right? And so we have a tendency not to want to do that. We want to take it and take ownership. We didn't, a lot of the stuff that's going on in our world, we seen somebody else doing it,
Right,
right? I mean, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska. Again, we're talking to Maurtice Ivy. She has her Ivy League Sports Academy.
Yep, it's on your mask.
And oh yeah, it's on my mask. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She also got merchandise.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I just gave that to the kids and the coaches, you know. Yeah.
Great. So what's next for you? Are you still coaching, or are you just strictly just focusing on your academy, just kind of focusing on just developing young talent?
Well, you know what? I got multiple hats going on right now, and so for sure Ivy League. You know, I mean, that's been major part, and then I'm working at Charles Drew, as a community director. You know, director of community partnerships there. So we out trying to get folks get them their vaccine, and then I'm working on my doctorate degree. So next year this time, next May. Fingers crossed. I'll be walking across the stage, you know, being done with that. And so I got a lot of hats, but my aunt told me years and years ago, she said, you got to let the young Maurtice take care of the old Maurtice.
Right.
And so, and I mean, and really that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to lay down my foundation so that I can kind of go out and move just the way that I want to move and show up in this society.
Yeah, without a doubt. So like we talked about earlier, you asked me how I'm doing. I said, staying consistent.
No doubt.
Like we on the court.
No doubt.
And that's just life. We're making good decisions.
Right.
Taking the time out.
No doubt.
You know, evaluating.
Absolutely. Getting at halftime, trying to figure out, like, at halftime, what you got to do better, right? So, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Sports gives you so many parallels with life, man. And it's just been, I mean, it's been wonderful for me. I'm not lying. It's been a wonderful blessing just to be a part of the game.
Without doubt. Well, you know, I'm glad to know you. Yeah. I'm glad to brag off you.
Man.
Without doubt, it's a brag. Oh, I still brag. I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all can't mess with us.
God.
We didn't mess with us.
Thank you.
Jump shot, and then I'm dunking on y'all.
Look, they don't know nothing about that dunking stuff.
Come on, y'all. Come on. It's going on tonight. They have the young lady All-Star game. It's going to be at Bellevue East. They don't have a time on here. It's the Metro High School All-Star basketball game. It's tonight, the boys and girls. And so I'm going to call Felicia. We're going to get a time on this. I don't know why Felicia don't put a time. Got a beautiful program. I don't know if you got a chance to see it.
Very cool.
And so, you know, the who's who, I mean, the best females and the best males, high school level from across the state are going to be here playing. We also recognizing the 7th graders and the 8th graders in the city, which is cool because those 8th graders are going to be going to high school next year. So it's a good thing.
Well, you know what? Central High School girls, man, I mean, I got to give them a shout out.
Yeah, well, who took state?
They didn't take state, but I'm gonna tell you what, they have turned that program around. Like, I mean, coach that's up in there right now is putting in some work. I mean, I think they were like 22 and maybe 6 or something this year. So just had a really great season.
Right. Yeah. That's great. And they got a very diverse team. Have you seen did you see them play?
I worked with them a little bit. I kind of snuck in there and spent a little time with them. And so just because I'm an alum, but
you're alone. Hey, see, I was just up at Midland. See, I still got I carry mine with me.
Look at you.
See, she got her sign. She got a little sign on her chest. My sign is bigger than hers. See, we even competing with signs. Hey.
That's what we do, right?
No, I was actually at my alma mater yesterday.
Very cool.
We had an alumni social, and I go up to Fremont.
Very nice. Look,
man, I run the city. Right. I run the city. You go look at my face over there.
Look, that's cool.
You know what I mean? And then now they're gonna have a social today, so I'm gonna go and network and do some business.
Do, right?
Yeah, we gotta do business. You know what I mean?
That's it. And they need to see you, right? I mean, they need to. I think kids that are even thinking about going in this field need to see somebody that looks like them.
Right.
You know, and so I mean, man, what you doing right now? I mean, you laying the foundation, right? I mean, so I applaud you, right? Absolutely.
All praise God. I mean, we it's just like we come to the court. We got great expectations, that our family, set forth.
For sure.
And so
For
we
sure.
got
It's our time now. It's our
Yep.
time. And I keep saying this. It's our time now. So once you get that platform, it's like, what you gonna do with it?
Yep.
And so I'm ready.
Without a doubt. We about it without a doubt. Maurtice, anything else that we want to discuss?
Man, no, just like I said, if you have some young female hoopers, 4th through 7th grade, get them registered into the grind at Ivy League YouthSportsAcademy.com, and we would love to spend that time with you and get them ready. We're getting them ready for the next level.
Without a doubt. My girl Yvette says that yes, my coach also Forrest Roper. We travel as youngsters. He was great.
Man, fantastic.
Shout out again to Forrest Roper. We have had a lot of great people that don't get acknowledgement. And we're gonna change that up. I've been, had this idea of developing a Boss Awards, and so we can acknowledge, and we create some awards after some certain people like Larry Food Station, who gave credit to people in the projects.
Mm-hmm. That's my guy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got Larry,
friends.
Larry Station Jr.,
No doubt.
who was one of the greatest all around athletes.
That's my guy.
Boy. I remember he was at a track meet. I was a junior, he was a senior, and they had him in the relay because I said, how do you have that big old dude
and can go
and can roll?
No doubt,
Man.
can go. I mean, so yeah,
and the nicest person.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Great.
Yeah.
But his dad gave credit to people in the project. But we need to acknowledge those individuals. Those are great. Those are great things.
Those are pillars, right?
Yeah.
And so and we can't even move and navigate the way we move and navigate without them. I mean, to ignore the fact that we didn't get here without them. Right. I mean, we missing the whole point.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, missing the whole point.
And your dad's part of that.
He is a part of that legacy, right? He's a pillar. Right. And so, and like I said, I'm just an extension of him. He just wanted me to do it on the next level. And so it's next level time.
Without a doubt. Omaha, I got to get out of here. I got an important meeting downtown. We're trying to, create something great in Omaha. They said we couldn't do it, but I'm letting you know greatness comes from over here. Without a doubt, greatness comes. You got two in the house right now. Two Hall of Famers, man. If you go to Nebraska, you're gonna see her face. You go to Lincoln, Nebraska.
You gonna see. If we go to Fremont, we're gonna see your
face.
You're
gonna see my face.
That's what's up. You silly, dude.
They say, "Oh yeah, we're about it." We laid a legacy. But Maurtice, if you want to come in and guest host sometime.
Man, I'm here. We'll hang out.
Because you could tell brother Mac Morris, tell him you got things to do.
Tell him I'm gonna be here hanging out with the boss.
Yeah, we're gonna talk some vaccine. Again, Charles Stewart, if you need some mental health counseling, they have free services right now because mental health is everyone's struggling. I'm struggling.
Yeah, I think we all are, man.
So
yeah, we got behavioral health, dental, medical, WIC. I mean, we're doing eligibility enrollment, signing up folks for Medicaid, insurance. I mean, so Charles Drew is really again one of those pillars in the community, and I mean, we have excellent service that's there. And so, and like I said, I've been there for 7 years plus, and it's been a blessing for me as well. So Kenny's doing a great job up in there, and the community should go and help let us take care of their health needs. Without a doubt.
I actually went to a doctor yesterday at Charles Drew. I actually got official doctor now.
Good for you.
Because I got some
excellent.
And Dr. Anderson, he looked like me.
Very cool.
He looked like me.
Very nice.
And I feel good. I feel good now. So
good.
I'm going to check my health.
That's excellent.
Check my internal stuff.
Very cool.
Because I haven't had no internal stuff, so yeah, it's all
Make sure
good.
you're good. Yeah, it's
I'm trying to stay alive.
Right, you got some work to do. Yeah.
Well, hey, my niece said, "Good morning, Uncle." Hey, Maurtice.
Hey.
Good morning, Omaha. Great legends, without doubt. Legends in the house. Legends in the house. Legends. Hey, it's sometimes when you manifest your God-given talents, all you're doing is praising God. Yeah. So y'all don't think that we Then we got like we super ego. Yeah, maybe sometimes we super ego, especially if you're trying to stop us from scoring.
Oh yeah, it's on.
It's super ego
right,
time.
Right.
You're gonna have, and my mama's in the crowd. It's gonna be a tough day for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you got that extra, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a problem for
Yeah.
you today. I had to tell my mama, my number one fan, my sister. Oh man, it's gonna be tough for you today.
Yeah, they there. I mean, if I got the village around me, oh, it's on. You got to perform for the village.
Yeah, okay, without doubt. Showtime. Omaha, we about to get out of here. I got an important meeting I got to get it to. I got 13 minutes to get there. It's always great to talk to Maurtice. Maurtice, you are welcome to come back. We're going to coordinate some things. We'll coordinate it. Omaha, the birds of Bluffs. Again, be safe today. It is wet out there, so drive slow. You can hydroplane. Again, they have the All-Star game tonight. Call the boys club. Bombard the boys club. Tell them that you need to know what time the game is. I'll come back later on. I'll post it on social media, let you know what time the game is. Maybe we'll call Felicia and we'll find that out. Anything else, Maurtice, before we get out here?
Man. Thank you for having me.
Well, we out of here. Y'all boss with us, okay? Let me turn some music on.
It's just a public service announcement.
Are you tired of hearing about the coronavirus?
Coronavirus!
Well, it's real.
I'm telling you, it's real.
Here's what I want you all to do for me. Yo, check this out, man.
Don't panic. If you're sick, stay home.
Stay away from me. If you're contagious.
Stay at least 6 feet away from others.
The most dangerous disease.
Coronavirus!
Wash your hands frequently and practice good hygiene.
Trying to show these people what time it is, boy.
We can stop the spread of the virus.
Coronavirus!
Cover your mouth. Say it. You're contagious.
So stay home. Stop the spread. Save lives. Most importantly, let's check on our elderly.
Word up. You ain't going out like this.
We're here to keep you informed.
Coronavirus! Just get it real!
Don't believe the hype.
In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.
Don't believe the hype.
Are you a business person fed up with working for someone else? Are you in sales and tired of traveling for and selling for a company you don't own? You could partner with iTex, the country's largest retail trade exchange. iTex helps individuals and businesses increase sales, move idle inventory, open new markets, and build cash profit. Now is a great time to partner with us in this fast-growing business. Visit omaha.itex.com. Become an iTex partner. Visit omaha.itex.com.
It's just a public service announcement.
Are you tired of hearing about the coronavirus?
Coronavirus!
Well, it's real.
I'm telling you, it's real.
Here's what I want you all to do for me. Yo, check this out, man.
Don't panic. If you're sick, stay home.
Stay away from me. If you're contagious.
Stay at least 6 feet away from others.
The most dangerous disease.
Coronavirus!
Wash your hands frequently and practice good hygiene.
Trying to show these people what time it is, boy.
We can stop the spread of the virus.
Coronavirus!
Cover your mouth. Say it. You're contagious.
So stay home. Stop the spread. Save lives. Most importantly, let's check on our elderly.
Word up. You ain't going out like this.
We're here to keep you informed.
Coronavirus! Just get it real.
Don't believe the hype.
In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.
Don't believe the hype.
Are you a business person fed up